the last thing in the research methodology or in the research phase is research report writing or thesis writing. This is really important and difficult step. It's not that much easy. So what's art of what steps you have to follow in thesis writing? It's mainly first step is you have to develop your background. आपने अपने knowledge को enhance करना है by reading different research or review articles. Then from that you have to develop the idea, focus area, आपने किस पे काम करना है, and then you have to plan things कि how you conduct your research or how you write in different phases in iterative manner. And then at the end you have to start writing. Then you have to refine your writing by going through different drafts, first, second, and third draft. So this is how you have to conduct or write your research. So interactive readings cover a lot. Okay, this cartoon model shows that a lot of people, a lot of research article आपने read करना है. Make this habit कि आपने reading को regularly करना है. If you want to excel in the life or in the science, you have to read a lot. और जो कुछ आपने रीड किया है, इट्स नॉट दैट मच इम्पोर्टेंट कि हर चीज आपको क्लिक करे और आपको समझ आए या आपके लिए आपके एरिया, फोकस एरिया पे अ, या की स्टेटमेंट के तौर पे सामने आए. तो देयर वुड बी वेरी लेस अमाउंट ऑफ इंटरेक्टिव नोट्स इन दैट मच रीडिंग. तो आप में से आप इन तमाम आर्टिकल्स को रीड करने के बाद आपके पास बहुत कम इंटरेक्टिव मटेरियल जमा होता है, तो आपने उसको लिख लेना है. You have to make your own notes so that in writing these notes may help you uh, to write in better way. From that you have to identify the citable notes जिनको आप cite कर सको in reference to your subject area. And then you have to pinpoint or highlight the focus statement for your research. And from those focus statement, the main statements, you have to develop one page outline that what should be covered in chapter 1, or what should be subheading in the chapter 1, or what should be covered in the literature review, in the methodology, or in the result section. This would be three main area I have to discuss or find the result in these three area or categories or in these three methodological steps. And after that, what would be the conclusion? From that you have to develop a long outline with the references, and, what you have read in the first phase. You have to refer them, and we you have to incorporate each and everything in this outline. Then you have to write on regular basis so that your dissertations, thesis, or report may be ready on the time. And it should be a habit. You should have to write one page or half page on regular basis. ठीक है, तो आपने डेली के बेसिस पे कुछ ना कुछ जरूर लिखना है. इवन अ सिंगल लाइन, टू लाइंस, मल्टीपल लाइंस, हाफ पेज और वन पेज. तो डिपेंड करेगा कि आप कितना स्मूथ राइटर बन गए हो. जितना स्मूथ राइटर होगे आप उतना अच्छा राइट करोगे और आप उस राइटिंग को एंजॉय करोगे. सो ट्राई टू डेवलप योर हैबिट to write something on regular basis. Background is really important because it would improve your concepts, and mostly the preconception stage would be improved. And then you can decide from where I have to start writing things. Depend upon the title, जो आपका subject title होगा जिस पे आप काम कर रहे हो, तो from where you can start things. तो उस तरीके से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. इन द प्रोफेशनल राइटिंग थीसिस you have to concern about that this is really important to start uh, to write, because if you have these skills or habit, then you would be successful. That you come to know about that how to write, and how to think critically on the subject area, and then how you can transform your research, or how can you conduct your research. And a lot of other things are there. You can go in different sections of the research. In this case, mostly in the literature review, what should be included, a lot of things you can read in different research articles, but you have focus on mostly scholarly communication, the research article, the good or high impact publications. So they will contribute a lot in your knowledge, and it would help you to identify what sort of published data is available in your subjected research area. And initially it's really challenging for a reader to digest these scholarly communications or research article, but later on, when you develop the habit of reading things again and again, आप एक article को दो तीन दफा पढ़ते हो, तो then it would be really easy for you to digest things, और उसमें से आप की points notes को बड़ी आसानी से identify कर सकते हो, और अपने thesis के लिए उनको note down कर सकते हो, और उन key notes को transform कर सकते हो. Mostly you have to go for searchable research databases like Google Scholar, PubMed, or Web of Science, so that high indexed, highly cited research articles आपको मिलें, ताकि आपकी validation या आपके जो data है उस पे questions mark ना हो. So these are the things which should be included in your literature review. And the things which is not included in the literature review are mostly the summaries, the summarized form of the data present on the free webs like Wikipedia. So try to avoid to report something that is present on the Wikipedia, because this is not authenticated source, or something which is really easy to find. Just Google it. आप ज़्यादातर Google कर लेते हैं और चीज़ों को समझने के लिए. It's really easy to understand, but it's overlooked many times. So it's not best technique to write something that is present on the journal web or free webs. So you have to go for something that is transparent, validated by scientific community, or you can uh, or you have find that information in the library, authenticated sources. तो आपने उन चीज़ों को ही space देना है in the writing. um, Basically, the literature review, or this is a cyclic process, continuous process. If you start your work, you start from the introductions. For that, you have to go through a lot of journal articles. At that point, you should be selective. Uh, it should be very clear, and it should be reflective to your titles. तो आपके टाइटल के साथ इनको मैच करना चाहिए. And then comes to word, it should be relevant to your assignment, course assignment. And it's this standalone work produce large of work that you can include in your thesis or dissertations. And it should be comprehensive, so that in each chapter you can include these findings. So why we have to go for literature review? It's not simple straightforward thing. You have to establish the context in which you first query your search word, then find the research article relevant to your research word, and then uh, from those research article you have to find out the key research question that highlight the significance of your study, and how these questions may be converted into the methodology, research methodology that should be illustrated and described in different previously research. Uh, and then the most important thing is that you have to identify the gaps and flaws that is present in these research articles, and you try to develop new techniques or methodologies that would able to fulfill these gaps and flaws. तो उनको कवर करना है, उन मेथडोलॉजीज को आपने डिजाइन करना है, ताकि आप इन रिसर्च क्वेश्चंस को आंसर कर सको और इंश्योर कर सको दिस नॉट हैज बीन डन येट बिफोर. ठीक है. तो And then you have to provide suitable references to justify that your this statement is scientifically or logically correct, and this is right place to write that particular statement or the that particular result in the relevant body of the knowledge in that particular chapter. This is really important to focus on that. So literature review help us to find these things, and to organize things uh, in thesis writing or in the report writing or in the research writing. So this is what you have to see, or you have to deeply look into the different sections of the research articles. So first section of the research article or first section of the paper or the chapter is the introduction. Basically in introduction you have to uh, it's give you or provide you a quick idea regarding topic and the area of interest जिसमें आपने literature review को किया है, and it's mostly focus all the chapter focus around central theme or basically the organizational pattern, जिस pattern पे आपने अपनी research को conduct करना है या उस particular researcher ने किस pattern से research को conduct किया है, तो introduction chapter will give you the quick idea about that thing. Then second thing, most important thing is the literature review gave you the idea to design your methodology either for your graduate studies or postgraduate studies for thesis writing. So this will help you to how literature review would be carried out in that particular scenario, in that reference, in reference of methodology. तो आपने इस चीज को in term of methodological design देखना है, इन टर्म ऑफ टेक्निक्स देखना है, इन टर्म ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स देखना है, ताकि आप इन चीज़ों को क्लियरली आइडेंटिफाई कर सकें. Then in every chapter, the body section must contain some discussion relevant to the key points, focus points, and it should be reflective. It should be highlighted in term of sources जिनको आपने refer किया है, then you have to cite all those sources, and at the end from that methodology, from that particular experiment, you have some results. On the basis of your key results or key finding, you have to conclude things. You have to draw something that what you have concluded from that particular experiment, or after reviewing the literature, what is new exist, what is your contribution for the existing body of the knowledge, और फिर उसी को आपने डिफरेंट डिस्कशन पैरामीटर्स के साथ प्रोसीड करना है. So typically most review literature articles provide you the understanding of the anatomy of scholarly articles. We have already studied in the previous lectures as well the RMD model of the research. So basically, this anatomy is really important, that you should come to know about that. What sort of things should be included in the abstract? What are the key terms should be there, and what would be the writing format in the abstract? Then what should be included in introduction? Mostly introducing statement should be there. Methodology should be clear and reflective. It should be focus on the subject topic. Then after finding or after processing the data or completing the experiment, what sort of result we have. So what is really important in this chapter, what how and where these questions are really important in result section. Then you have to discuss these results in reference of other scientific works, methods, and then at the end you have to conclude that what is your key findings, and then at the end we have reference chapter. uh, if we want to conclude things that we have learned so far on the basis of literature review, we generally start from bigger body of broader topics, and it's like a funnel that we have a broader topic initially, we want to study every aspect that is related to our topic, then in the second phase we would be selective, and we have to focus on the subtopics of the area. And at the end, in the phase 3, we have to go for our design study, कि जो information articles हमारी study या साइंटिफिक क्वेश्चन से रिलेटेड होते हैं, तो उसी को हम साइट करते हैं और रेफर करते हैं. एंड दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू गो फॉर इन ईच स्टेप. हमें जो है वो चीज़ों को नैरो डाउन करना है. So from where we have to start, from where I have to write things, it's preferably you have to write things immediately after synopsis. आपके पास if you have journal articles with you, you have to start write things. First you have to read these articles, or it's preferred to read the thesis of your seniors. ठीक है, तो आपको अपने सीनियर्स के या अवेलेबल जो थीसिस है उनको रीड कर लेना चाहिए, ताकि आप उसकी थीसिस की नाटमी को समझ सकें और अंडरस्टैंड कर सकें. And it provide you a groundwork from where you have to start the things. And everything should be focused on your the primary idea, the title, जो synopsis approval title है उस पे जो इस idea पे आप काम कर रहे हो, तो उसी पे आपने abstract भी लिखना है, introduction, and you have to design the methodology for that particular problem statement. And then next thing is how can you organize things. आपके पास a lot of articles हैं, different ways में लिखे गए हैं. कुछ पब्लिकेशन डेट्स के अकॉर्डिंगली हैं, कुछ डिफरेंट थीम्स या मेथडोलॉजिकल पैटर्न्स पे हैं. तो आप अपने आर्टिकल को कैसे ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे? देयर आर 3 मेन टेक्निक्स कि आप अपनी स्टडी को ऑर्गेनाइज कर सकते हैं. वन इज क्रोनोलॉजिकल. यू कैन ऑर्गेनाइज योर डेटा ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ पब्लिकेशन डेट. You can refer most recent data first, or you can go year by years, what would happen in 90s, in 2000, 2005, 10, 20, 15, and 2020. Or you can just follow the trends, biological sciences trends में किस तरीके से from PCR to DNA sequencing technique, then comes toward next genomic sequencing technique and whole genome sequencing, and a lot of other techniques are available. So this is the one way to organize things. You may have methodological way to which technique or which method preferred relevant to your particular study. You can organize your study on the basis of method. Either it would be quantitative or qualitative approaches. You may stick on anything, any approach, and you can organize things. The primary objective is the thing should be organized, systematic. तो आपका thesis, आपके chapters की body, text, the paragraphing, all the statements should be systematically and logically ordered, and it should be reflective. So this is what we have learned is the journal abstract higher approach कि आपने generally देख लिया कि चीजों को किस तरीके से आपने approach करना है. Now next thing is selection of the keywords, the important words, how you can write things, because it's really important to select things or make the links between different studies. If you are going to agree with the certain statement, then how you have to write these things. You can write similarly, author B says that this is that thing present in study A, or you can select a word keyword like likewise. Author C says that in this particular scenario this would be happen, or you can say that author D also make this valid point or support your study. If you have to write that author D agree with E, you can say that again it is possible that author E is going to be agree with the author D. And you have to disagree with the statement, then you can select word like however the author B may says that this is not the technique that is suitable for PCR or analysis of that particular thing. Or you can write on the other hand, uh, Ali is saying that this technique is not suitable for uh, primer designing, or you can say that conversely, Ahmed argues that uh, PCR is not best way to identify COVID-19, or nevertheless, Arthur another author suggested that we may have possibly antibodies test for the diagnostic. So these sort of things should be reflected in your writings in the paragraph. This is really important. And after that, you have to summarize things in the form of the tables, and it's really useful to prepare your tables in a quick way, so that the reader can have a look on your findings. The reviewer may have a sense that how can you summarize large mass of information in a single table, and the table includes headings, and you can divide your table into rows and columns, and you can categorize them in the title forms like author names, type of the study, simple designs, or data collection approaches, or key findings in the tabulated form. This is the on the screen. You can see that this is the table reflecting the summary of the data, and this is how you can summarize your things in your रिजल्ट सेक्शंस. सो रिजल्ट सेक्शन में आपने मोस्टली टेबल फॉर्म में, टेबुलेटेड फॉर्म में डेटा को जो है वो रिप्रेजेंट करना है, और आइदर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द ग्राफ्स, or in the form of diagrams, either interacting diagrams, protein-protein interactions, docking, pathway analysis. So you have to highlight your things, and then you have to plan again what sort of thinking, writing you have covered so far, and what sort of things are still remaining, and how you can incorporate it into different sections of the research article. So this slide reflect the general outline. The general outline comes that you first divide things into the structures like outline, generic thesis structure. Then you have to allocate the word in the each sections, even in the subtopics. Then you have to divide things into the table of the contents. And the most important thing is that you have to incorporate each and every first draft, second draft, and third draft. You have to write things in the form of layers. First level of organization of outlining is you have to divide things into the different chapters: chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. Even you have to go for introduction chapter, background or literature review, objective, then method, result chapter, finding, and the conclusion one. Then level 2, further you can divide into the subtopics like introduction chapter can be divided into statement of the problem, definition of the term, review of the literature, description of the remaining chapters. Yes, Nimra, you have a question. Method, for example, chapter 2 is for methodology, then requirement, and algorithm for data structure analysis. Chapter 3 जो आपका focus या selected topic है, that would based on that thing. And at the end, fourth chapter may be from the result sections, and fifth one may be conclusion. This may be cover one or two main statement that would be reflective of your problem statement. And we have appendix ABC, so on, जो कि आपने डेटा सोर्स डेटा कवर किया है, कोई क्वेश्चनियर्स हैं, यूजर मैनुअल है, डिजाइन डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, या सोर्स कोड वगैरह हैं, तो वो सारे आप इसमें कवर कर सकते हैं. दिस इज सब लेवल 3 लेयर आर्किटेक्चर, कि आप मेन हेडिंग्स को भी सब हेडिंग्स में भी डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, और उन सब हेडिंग्स को मजीद सब हेडिंग्स में क्रोनोलॉजिकली या थीमेटिक वे में या मेथोडोलॉजिकल वे में आप इनको सब डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. Then outlining, you have 1500 word approximately. If you have decided that 1500 words chapter 1 may include honge, then you can divide 500 in the subheadings, and you have 3 subheading of this chapter. So आप फिर paragraph, the paragraph first, second may consist of 100 words, second may consist of 150 words. So you have to divide things into sub paragraphs and paragraph, at the end it should be good and reflected. Same tactic may be adopted in second chapter, literature review and methodological approaches chapter, or maybe in result and analysis section. So that should be logically justified, तो इक्वल अमाउंट हो, ये नहीं हो कि चैप्टर 1 बहुत ज्यादा लेंथी है, चैप्टर 2 में आपने कुछ कवर ही नहीं किया, result and discussion chapter would be only 1 or 2 pages and discussion is just half page. So it should be systematically organized, or uh, each and every portion, each and every chapter should be healthy, should be reflective. So the things you have to remember, rule of three, you have in the chapter, you should consider these things. कि आपने इंट्रोडक्शन में आपने ये चीजें कहनी है, वी विल शोन दिस थिंग, वी हैव शोन दिस थिंग, वी हैव फाइंड दिस थिंग. बॉडी में फिर आपने रिफ्लेक्ट करना है, दिस इज ऑलरेडी शोन इन द टेबल, दिस इज ऑलरेडी शोन इन द फिगर, कि आपने इन चीजों को रिलेट करना है, लिंक करना है, पैराग्राफ्स को आपस में सिस्टमैटिकली लिंक करना है, स्टेटमेंट को लिंक करना है. Then comes toward what should be focused in the chapters, the contribution in each chapter. There should be a clear introduction of the chapter. It should be your result chapter should be clear, main chapter, your focus area, working chapter should be reflected, and you should have to conclude from your result. आपने proper conclusion draw करना है, so it will contribute to the scientific community, the existent body of knowledge में आपने कुछ ना कुछ contribute किया है by concluding the significant thing. So basically writing is a habit. It's basically a strategy. You learn it, but you have to write on regular basis to develop this habit. And at the end of the semester, or at the end of the COVID-19 session, you may not say that I don't have a time for writing क्योंकि COVID-19 था, मैं घर में था और मैं ये काम नहीं कर सका. This is not valid argument, and I don't have energy at the end. So आपने beginning से ही writing करनी है. From the seventh semester you have to start develop this writing habit. तब at the end 8th semester में आपको ये एक अच्छा research article produce कर सकते हैं या अच्छा thesis लिख सकते हैं. So from beginning you have to start writing and you have to learn how to write. So in the next lecture we will cover कि आपने किस तरीके से informative way में writing करनी है, उसको cover करेंगे. And